Motocross here in Moto 1. We'll show you the highlights from earlier today. A big surprise off the start. Justin Barcia on the number 17, his first race ever in this class, grabs the early lead, Jeff.
Yeah, and it was Ryan Villopoto, though, with a fifth-place start that would start to work his way up front. He passes his teammate Jake Weimer. Ryan Dungey, the reigning champion, makes a mistake. Villopoto blows by, but look at Dungey, barely keeps the bike on the track.
So Dungey would have to regroup and go back after Jake Weimer. A great battle here. That will put Dungey up into third, but a long way to go to catch the leaders. And speaking of the leaders, Justin Barcia has company. Here comes Ryan Villopoto.
And watch the commitment here by number 2, Villopoto, to the inside. Takes the lead away from the rookie 450 rider.
So that would put Villopoto in the lead. The question was, could Dungey follow him through? He challenges Barcia late in the race.
Same spot, same result. Dungey gets by Barcia, but Barcia puts up a fight. And as they get into the lapped riders, they split these riders.
Barcia would go to the inside. That would work ordinarily, but look at Dungey able to squirt by around the outside. He would take over the number 2 spot, but too little too late. Ryan Villopoto gets away early and wins the first moto. And we'll show the results. Great ride. Justin Barcia going to hang on for third in his first race on a 450cc bike. The real damage, Chad Reed, formerly your series points leader, could not get going. He ends up in fourth. So with an exciting first moto already complete here at Unadilla, we ready ourselves for the second race today. And Jeff, Ryan Dungey, Chad Reed, they need to fight back against Ryan Villopoto or they're going to lose more ground in the championship.
Villopoto was pretty impressive in Moto 1, but I think Dungey knows that a second is as good as a first. Lost a couple points, but if he can win this second moto, he could tie it up or possibly gain the points. But it's Chad Reed, the one that really has to step it up. That first moto performance is not going to be good enough if he wants to keep himself in the title chase. And this season, on more than one occasion, we've seen Chad Reed bounce back from a 3rd, 4th, 5th in the first moto to come back and win Moto 2. So a lot of points up for grab and a lot on the line here, second moto at Unadilla.
And we'll show you exactly how the points turned out after that first moto. Ryan Dungey was 1 point down. He is now 4 behind Villopoto, but the big difference, Chad Reed goes from 9 points down to 16. So you're right, Chad Reed needs to make up some ground here in this second moto. For more, let's send it down to the starting line with the third member of our broadcast team, Tina Dixon.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Ryan Villopoto, who is the overall points leader right now, and you also took Moto 1. How do you carry that momentum into Moto 2, especially with the new bike?
Yeah, just get a good start. Everything worked out really well that first moto. The new bike was worked really good for us. So I think you know, we're sitting in a really good position. Just need a good start and you know, a solid 30+2.
And sitting in number 2 overall is Ryan Dungey right now. You won here last year on this track, but how much of a battle is it going to be between you guys? Are all so close.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's the track's really turned out to be pretty well. I think that last moto was good, and I think getting up to a good start is going to be key, and just put down some good laps. You know, it's going to be a little bit rougher, a little drier, but see what we can do and have some fun.
All right, guys, so obviously start is key, and we're now going to make our way over to Chad Reed, who is getting prepped for his race. And Chad, you started off this season strong. In the last 2 rounds, you struggled a little bit, but coming into this race, what are the small changes that you need to make?
No, I just got to change up myself. You know, I think since Millville, I've just been gun shy and just got to get out there, let that go, and go for it. And I'm disappointed in myself. So I've got to get a good start. Starts there, and don't be around anybody else where you get stuck in their pace, and get out front and try to set my pace and try to win another race.
All right, best of luck, guys.
Well, these fans are fired up. They've come to the fences to watch the best motocross riders in the world do battle. If you've never seen racing like this before, you're in for quite a show. So stay with us all afternoon. The Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship is brought to you by... Coming up next, don't miss defending Skate Street champion Paul Rodriguez and Action Sports Best as they invade the streets of Portland. It's the Portland Invitational, next on NBC. Welcome back to Unadilla, a doubleheader here of Ally Sports action. We'll have motocross now, and then the Sports Invitational from Portland coming up next. Let's give you the track map, brought to you by Kawasaki and the all-new KX450F. Fully equipped and race ready. Take us on a tour of Unadilla, Jeff Emick.
Well, off the start, we're going to have this right-hander, and they've been watering the soil and disking it up. Then into Gravity Cavity, over the Lucas Oil finish, through some off-cambers, couple of tabletops here. Then the track starts to open up and really speed up. That's where the riders are going to take some roost off the back of these 450 tires. Up through the Toyota trucks, step-up area. Of course, the Rockstar Sky Shot. And then you're going to make this tight right here down the wall. And this is a serious wall up and down. And let's go on board here with Nick Way, Valley Motorsports. This is brought to you by GoPro, where you can be a hero. And this is what we call the gravity cavity. Earlier today in qualifying practice, you launch down in, suspension G's out on the throttle, and you fly up through the finish line.
And that is a hard landing, and the rider who jumps the furthest can take advantage of that. Now, Jeff, we're putting you on the spot here. We know at allysports.com you play in the fantasy game. Who are your picks this afternoon?
Yeah. Oh, I got Dungey, Reed, Byrne, Weimer, Craig, Dietrich, Les Smith, Sewell, and I spent $95 million on that. It's an expensive day for me.
Yeah,
expensive
for you,
roster,
I didn't think that'd be that bad.
Yeah, but problem is Villopoto won that first moto. He's getting all the key points here. We'll see if any of my team can rebound in Moto 2. It's going to be tough, though, because Villopoto looked pretty sharp.
And he's lined up to the inside, Jeff explained. A lot of times on a motocross track, you don't choose that first gate to the inside,
yeah,
but Villopoto has.
Yeah, you would line up more here towards the middle, but here he is on the inside. Let's see if he can pull the whole shot.
All right, one moto is complete today. Villopoto won it. Here is race number 2. And they're battling. Looks like Villopoto got pinched off on the inside. It's going to be Jake Weimer on the 32 and Mike Alessi on the number 800 out front.
Wow, look at this soil here, this mulch that we have in upstate New York. Incredible racing surface, but the rest of the track was not prepped, was not smoothed out, and you can see gnarly, nasty ruts here that the riders will have to negotiate here in a very difficult track in Moto 2.
Look at this pack fighting for it right now. You got the 17 of Barsha, who was a star earlier today in the first race. He is up to 3rd. Villopoto on the number 2, battling with Dungey, and in front of them, the number 10 of Justin Brayton.
And I believe the 2 of Villopoto has gotten around Dungey through that tight tree section.
We'll see if Dungey can respond over this big tabletop jump. Now they land, and you see the 32 of Weimer under fire now from the 17 of Barsha. A teenager out of New York, got a lot of fans cheering for him. Barsha wants the lead. To the inside he goes, and Weimer's got it covered.
And you see Justin Barsha switch up the line.
And he's trying to get to Weimer, trying to get to that number 2 spot, while Alessi tries to get away in the number 1 spot. Then you got Villopoto and Dungey. So many riders all over this track trying to make passes.
Oh, and Barsha, a few riders there on that right-hand side of this stair-step area. You can see where the dark areas are. That's where they put down some water to minimize the dust, but it also makes it really hard and slippery.
Barsha has made the move now on Weimer, and Weimer under attack from his teammate Villopoto. All these riders, Jeff, they know you've got to get up front early, so these first laps, it is a battle right now. Villopoto going for 2nd immediately, and Barsha shuts the door, puts the bike right in front of him so he can't get by.
Villopoto is riding with some serious confidence right now and determination.
Look at that line. You're not supposed to be able to pass there, but Villopoto's going to try it. He pulls up alongside of Barsha and takes the 2nd place spot. Unbelievable.
Riding way on the outside, trying to find the smooth lines. You notice they funnel back, right back down into one line, but Villopoto right now, I love what I'm seeing out of him, and in this position, he just is firing away. He's not wasting any time.
Neither is Dungey. Dungey has cleared the 32 of Weimer. He knows he's got to get the 17 of Barsha. He cannot let Villopoto get away.
Jason, clearly in Moto 1, it was Villopoto and Dungey. Both riders set the fastest lap times, 2:05s, and as we come around right now, track much slower. Alessi at 2:12 out front, but it was Villopoto with a 2:11. I'm not sure they're going to be able to match that 2:05, but what I'm sure is I believe the 1 can match the 2's speed, but Barsha is in between.
Yes.
Okay, so Dungey right here, sense of urgency, he's got to get past Barsha and put on a charge, because if they allow Villopoto to get out front like in Moto 1, he may just check out.
The way these guys are battling in the first lap, you'd think this is a sprint race, but you look at the clock at the top of the screen, folks, it's a 30-minute and a 2-lap race, so plenty of time to make things happen. Meanwhile, Villopoto has made it happen. He has gone past Alessi and into the lead. So Villopoto has passed about 5 riders on the opening lap and a half, trying to take off here at Unadilla.
He's inspired. He's obviously comfortable and more confident here. Kawasaki taking a little risk, going with the 2012 machine, and it is definitely paying off at this point.
And Alessi having a rough ride, being bumped around on these massive obstacles here at Unadilla. He has lost ground, and this is going to allow Villopoto to race his own race, Jeff. And how much of an advantage is it to be up front like this?
Oh, at this point, really, because he's got a clear track, not use any tear-offs. He can get into his pace. Dungey, if he wants to get up there close to Villopoto, he still has to work his way past Alessi and a very quick Justin Barcia.
It is not going to be easy. This is going to be a good one. So stay with us as Alessi, Barcia, Dungey, Reed, Weimer, Metcalf, and the best of the motocross world battle for victory here at Unadilla. There's the mechanics area. They're pretty nervous. This race is just getting started, but it is close already. Battle is on here. Second, third, fourth, all up for grabs. You're watching NBC Sports live coverage of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. The man with the #1 on the yellow bike is Ryan Dungey. He won this race last year. He won the championship last year. He's riding well this year, but the competition has definitely stepped up around him, especially today.
Yeah, it has, and he's trying to chase down a rookie to this class. Justin Barcia, 17, riding that red factory Honda. His first ride on a 450 here today. His starts have been the key thing to put him in a good position.
And then he took advantage of that good position to take over second. Take us through this, Jeff.
Watch Barcia to the inside, just hammers the throttle, and you know he's got to love having the power of that 450 after riding the smaller engine, the 250, for most of his career here.
So that drops Alessi to third and then quickly fourth. Here comes Dungey around the outside.
Yeah, just finding the smooth line right now, carrying some more momentum, and this inside has really got a hook in it. It has not been working here in the second moto.
And explain what that hook is there that Alessi ran into.
Yeah, you go into the turn instead of a nice smooth apex around the turn. It's got a little hit to it. Stops your momentum. The question is now that Dungey has worked himself up into third is can he get past Barcia and can he make a move on Ryan Villopoto? Because Villopoto is out front setting a 2:08 lap time. And Dungey comes by with a 2:09.
Let's talk about these two. You got Jake Weimer, that's Ryan Villopoto's teammate on the Monster Energy Kawasaki. They're debuting a brand new bike today, that 2012, and it has paid off. Weimer riding, I'd say, his best races of the year. A great performance in Moto 1, strong in Moto 2, and look who he's holding off. Chad Reed, the man who led the series standings all the way up until our previous race on the tour. Reed just can't seem to get the rhythm back.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about. And I loved his comment there when Tina was with him, and he told us straight up, this is the deal. I've got a little block in my head. Mentally, my horrific crash from Millville is it's taking its toll on me, and I need to unlock that. And it's all him. Bike, team, everything's great. It's the mental side of it here that is now so important for Chad Reed if he wants to get himself back in this title chase.
Well, the first thing he's got to do is try to get around Weimer, and today Weimer has proven awfully tough to pass. Reed knows it firsthand. Here we go uphill.
I've been really impressed with Weimer here today, and you know, oh, here we go.
Got to be impressed with Dungey over that big sky shot. Draws up alongside Barcia. Barcia likes this inside line. Oh, but he makes a mistake. Will that open the door for Dungey?
Dungey made the same mistake, different line, wheel to wheel. Now Dungey's got a little line. Can he go down the inside?
Oh, and it's so hard to stop for this corner. You see them locking up the brakes. Both